Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Ready to go? All right, everybody, we are going to get started. So we have a couple different people speaking today. If you did not, make sure you sign in, grab your raffle tickets. We'll be having a raffle at the end of this event. Our first speaker is going to be Dr. Busi, who's going to be speaking to us about the WIDA testing that the students do throughout the year. Ms. Busi, go ahead.
Good morning. Welcome, parents. This is Dr. Zaina Busi. In front?
Yeah, right next to the boards. Yep.
So, nice.
Perfect.
Good morning and welcome, parents. This is Dr. Zaina Busi, the coordinator of tutorial, ESL, and Title III programs at WIDA as well. It's my pleasure to meet with you today to present a detailed overview of the EL program and the WIDA annual test. I'm going to present my PowerPoint today in both English and Arabic language. صباح الخير وأهلا وسهلا فيكم جميعاً. أنا المسؤولة عن برامج اللغة الإنجليزية وامتحان ويدا بالمدرسة. اليوم راح أقدم لكم فكرة عامة عن شو هو امتحان الويدا وشو هن الانجليش لانجويج بروجرام برنامج اللغة الإنجليزية في المدرسة. In this presentation, I'm gonna tell you what is WIDA, how we identify the students, what is the English language program, and when WIDA is going to start this year. بهيدي الباوربوينت رح خبركم شو هو امتحان الويدا، مين الطلاب اللي لازم ياخذوا الويدا، وعلى اي اساس نحن بنحدد الطلاب اللي بدهم ياخذوا الويدا، وايمتى الويدا تيست راح يبتدي هيدي السنه. So first of all, WIDA is the state assessment given to kindergartens through 12th grade students who have been identified as English language learners. So students will be measured in the 4 domains: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So WIDA is required by the state, not only by the school. It is required by the state, because a lot of parents, they ask me this question: why my student has to take WIDA? I'm going to answer this question today. So الويدا هو مطلوب من الستيت، مش المدرسة بتحدد إن إذا إحنا بدنا نعطي ويدا أو ما بدنا نعطي ويدا. It is required by the state. لما بنحدد الطلاب اللي بدهم ياخذوا امتحان الويدا، فعلينا إنه نمتحنهم ب4 مجالات اللي هن إمكانية الاستماع باللغة الإنجليزية والقراءة والكتابة وإمكانية إجراء محادثة باللغة الإنجليزية. So how we identify the students for WIDA? This is the most important question that parents always ask me. هيدا السؤال هو أكثر سؤال أنا كمسؤولة عن برنامج الويدا وبرامج اللغة الإنجليزية بالمدرسة بنسأل هيدا السؤال: ليش ابني أو بنتي عليهم إنهم يعملوا ويدا؟ So my answer, based on the state requirements, based on enrollment application, enrollment information, all newly enrolled students who have a native language other than the English language, they have to take the WIDA, and we must provide them by the service of the English language. So بمجرد ما حضرتكم تسجلوا باستمارة التسجيل إنه أولادكم لغتهم الأساسية هي أو اللغة المحكية بمعنى أصح هي اللغة العربية أو الفرنسية أو الإسبانية أو أي لغة تانية غير الإنجليزية، صار واجب على المدرسة إنه نحن نقدم خدمة اللغة الإنجليزية لأولادكم. So we have to support your kids by the English language based on your information that you provide us with. So it is not me, it's not the principal, it's not the superintendent. It's you, the information اللي انتم بتعطونا اياها that you provide it to us.
يعني إذا ما بين إنه اللغة الأصلية أو اللغة الأم العربي بس حتى نقول إنجليزي that's mean they not taking it.
No. هنرجع كمان نعمل له اختبار من خلال التيتشر. إذا التيتشر شافت إنه ما عنده إمكانية يحكي باللغة الإنجليزية وحضرتكم مش حاطين لغة إنجليزية، ساعتها بنتواصل معاكم لنقلكم إنه ابنكم بحاجة إنه نحن نحطه ببرنامج اللغة الإنجليزية، وساعتها حيكون مضطر إنه يرجع ياخذ الفيزا.
والله صراحة يعني دكتورة بوسي حابة أشوف إنه كان عبد القادر وهذاك اسمه على السريع إنه لازم يوصل الامتحان.
ما فهمت السؤال. هي كل الأسامي. خليني أنا أجاوب. أنا بالنسبة لي عم بتعامل مع enrollment application اللي المين office they provide it to me. بتطلع شوف spoken language is it English or other than English. Then I identify the student. وطبعا for identification there is a process. I'm gonna tell you about it. Okay? So after identification, طبعا we have three kinds of teachers that support. Can I just continue my idea?
Sure, there was
Yeah.
a question about me.
Yeah, there is three kinds of teachers that provide the support for the English learners. Certified teachers provide the reading interventionists, resource room teachers for IEP students, and tutorial staff with directions and support. Tutorial staff, my staff. So, which I am responsible of the tutorial and the whole process, how to provide the service for the ESL or for the ELL students. فبعد ما يتم تحديد مين الستودنتس اللي هن بدهم ياخذوا السيرفيس من البرنامج اللغة الإنجليزية، في عندنا ستاف اسمهم توتوريالز أو بيرا بروفيشنالز، هن المسؤولين إنه يقدموا هيدي السبورت، وبعدين طبعاً بناخذهم على امتحان الفيدا. بهمني كمان تعرفوا هيدا الجزء، هيدا البارت. So once a student is identified as an English learner, I have to screen the student. What does that mean? Screening a student, it means I have to give him a mini VIDA test. The same thing in the 4 domains, just to test his English level. If he gets the 5.0, so then no need to put him for the English program. If he gets the less than 5, I have to identify him as English learner. Okay, so before the VIDA annual test, there is a mini test. It looks similar as VIDA annual test. The same thing. It's like just the mini test. VIDA this year will start for elementary, February 12th, Monday. 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 will be for the speaking test. So 12 for domain, 13 for other domain, and 14 the same. So domain per day. Yani it's not that much. Okay, for the middle school and high school, February 26, yani after the break. So get them prepared, please. It's 26, 27, and 28. 29 will be for the speaking test, and we have makeup days for March 4th, 5th, and 6th. I need to show you this, please. Every year we send this with your kids. Every year. 3 forms. This form gives you a full idea about what is English language program and what scores are required to exit from WIDA. This is a very detailed report. There is, yes, no, it's not online. Not online. We send it with your kids every year at the beginning of the year, like around September. This letter is to tell you that you have the right to decline or to accept the language support.
even اذا الاول كنا معرفينه يعني ما اجيناش كلها بتبعتوهم ستيل.
No, ببعتهم. Yeah.
حتى لو ما عرفنا.
راح احكي عنه. So this letter gives you the right to decline the language support, not to decline the WIDA, because only the student can exit from the WIDA by getting the 4.8 score. Once he has to do the WIDA, no one can exit him from WIDA. Only the student, by getting 4.8, he can exit from WIDA. Not me, not the principal, not even the superintendent, because it is required by the state to get the 4.8. This one, so this letter, you can accept it by telling me, I do wish my kid to get the support, or I don't wish. It's up to you. But in both cases, it doesn't mean that you can exit your kids from WIDA. نحن every year we do this presentation, but you know.
بس نحن ما بنيجي عن مع اغلبها، لما تبعت البيبر ممكن الاهل يقراوا بيكون مترجم بالعربي.
لا, it is translated. It is translated. If you see, this is the English. This is the English page, and this is the Arabic. It is translated. This form, it's the WIDA report. Every student has this form around July. This form shows you, I think I have it here, yes. Shows you the student, I'm sorry. So the student name shows you that the results, the scores for the 4 domains that your kid got it. So, for example, listening, it's 4.0. I need to put my glasses now. Okay, for listening, 4.0. It means he does not exit from listening. Speaking, 2.2. Reading, 3.4. Writing, 3.5. So I look to the overall is 3.4. That means he did not exit from WIDA. I can do nothing unless that I can provide more support and more support in the English program. That's it. And the student needs to do his part too. So if you see here a score less than 4.8, it means your kid is still have to do the WIDA. He doesn't have any option at all. Any question?
حتى الريدة يعني الولد كان ضعيف بالماث كان ضعيف بالبروجرام هو أصلاً
الWIDA only to test the English level. It's not for math or science.
بس
Yeah.
الماث لا يساعدهم بس
Not WIDA. Not WIDA at all. Yes. Any question for this form? All I need from you, I have 2 minutes, okay. All I need from you is to get your kids prepared before the WIDA. We're gonna provide them with a link. This link will help them to prepare, like it's like a training before WIDA. If they do it, they will do better during the test. All I need from you is to get them prepared well, let them sleep well, let them have their breakfast. خليهم ياخذوا الWIDA بشكل جدي، لانه الامتحان لنفترض انه اذا هو بصف الثالث بيبقى معه لصف الثاني 10 اذا ما طلع من الWIDA. So it's so important. خليهم يطلعوا من الWIDA بده بس شوية تحضير، لانه هو كلياته الWIDA بس بموضوع اللغة، بالسبيكينج، بالرايتنج، بالlistening، بالreading. سو نحن ما بتتخيلوا قديش امتحان الفيدا بياخذ منا جهد وتعب لتحضيره، لانه مشكله يعني عندنا 600 like 600 students يعني it's a large number، لانه نحن بنشوف انه during فيدا بيكون الستودنت مش اخده جدي انه انا بحكي اللغه الانجليزيه I can speak the language why I'm doing the فيدا because you have to speak the language and practice the language. Not only speaking. Everyone can speak the language. All you need is to practice yourself. You have to get yourself better communication in writing. أغلب students هن اللي يعني بيرسموا بالفيدا هن بالwriting أكتر شيء. So tell them when they ask you, oh, I don't want to do Vida, I'm speaking very well. Okay, you still have to work on your writing. Okay, so بس نشم الصحراء قالت لي 2 minutes. So please, if you have any question, I'm here to answer you. تفضل.
يعملوا الاولاد طلع الولد ضعيف، كيف بيكون البروجرام؟ بيكون بالمدرسه وقت الدوام ولا بيكون
البروجرام بالمدرسة ووقت الدوام نحن بكل صف في عنا باك تيبل بنسميها سبورت تيبل. السبورت تيبل بكون عليها we assign paraprofessional for every grade. تقريبا every grade عنا في له paraprofessional اللي هي بتساعد جروب مؤلف بين 4 to 5 students. So بتقعد معاهم طول النهار وهن بيكونوا موجودين مع التيتشر under the supervision of the teacher ومعاهم paraprofessional. All we need from them هن to do their part. Yeah. مات عن بقية الستاف.
Can I ask?
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Dr. Musi.
She has a question.
So what do I do in a situation where when I signed my daughter up 7 years ago, I accidentally pressed Arabic as her first language, but it's actually English. So then every year she has to take it,
Yes.
but she doesn't need it. Because I messed up on her application.
A lot of parents happen that with them. But as I mentioned, we can do nothing. She has to exit. She has to get the 4.8. No one can do
So
nothing.
she's gonna have to take it all the way up to her
No,
senior year.
no,
if
because
doesn't pass.
she has been enrolled in VIDA, so we can do nothing. We need the 4.8.
There is no way to opt out.
No,
No way.
No
at
way.
all. There's gotta be.
yes.
It has to be no way.
نعم. إلا إذا نجحوا الامتحان.
They have to take the test. I mean, they have to take the test seriously.
Yeah, of course,
Because I see it, like when I monitor, sometimes I'm walking around, they, like she said, they take it as lightly. They don't take it seriously. That's why I can't.
Because it's about the language.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, why we are still in the VIA program? Because
So how, okay, besides the advice that she already gave us, of encouraging our children to go further and practice and sleep and
Yes.
whatnot, how do we get more parents to emphasize this and push it upon their kids? We need more parent involvement. That's what we need. Okay, well, how do we go about that?
BBC moms,
We're here, we're trying.
thank you.
So بس خليني اختم البرزنتيشن اني اقول لكم بمجرد ما الستودنت يعمل الويدا اول سنه وما يجيب السكور المطلوب بده يرجع يعملها ثاني سنه وثالث سنه ورابع سنه.
يعني من أول سنة إذا أخذ 4.8 قدام اللي كنت بتقولي إياه يصير ما بيحصل.
Yes. Yes. It's sad, I know. It helped the students a lot. Yeah. Especially for the students who came from overseas. Yeah. Some countries, they don't give the English language.
Oh, that's what?
That's why we call it the support program. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the presentations. شكرا لحضوركم.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick
هلا
take a quick break so we can
My office.
swap computers,
Thank you.
and then we'll get started with the second part of our presentation. So bear with us.
Does she need the clicker?
What?
She need the clicker? Because that's all we need.
Here we go. Okay, if I can have your attention, we're going to start part 2. We have Basima from Access here to educate us on the effects of vaping and e-cigarettes with our youngsters. So if you could direct your attention up here, she will begin.
Yes, please. It's a very big thing.
I'm gonna be hitting the arrow key on the side.
That's fine.
Okay.
Do you want me up there to help?
That doesn't-
You got it? Okay.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Basima Hajismal. I work with Access. I'm a health educator. I'm part of the quick response team. I work with Dearborn and Dearborn Heights PD. We deal with the substance use program and the ASAP coalition. Today, we're going to be talking about engaging and raising awareness about e-cigarettes and vaping with our youth. What are e-cigarettes? Do any of you guys know, obviously, if anybody knows here, what are e-cigarettes? Or vaping? Everybody in the room? The vaping, the e-cigarettes, electric cigarettes? Okay. So they are battery-operated devices that heat up into a liquid, into an aerosol that uses the nail. They can resemble tobacco cigarettes, cigars, pipes, even hookahs. People smoke them sometimes every day. They come in many flavors. They contain an addictive nicotine. Most used tobacco products are by teens, especially they start in middle school. Most of them start from middle school and then into high school. They can cause breathing problems, weaken the immune system. Teens who vape are more likely to move on to cigarettes and other drugs. Research long-term health effects are limited, and it affects parts of the body. Moving on with the presentation, you'll see where in the body and how it can affect. It doesn't just affect your lungs or your teeth. It affects other parts of your body as well. E-cigarettes are the most commonly used tobacco among teens in the U.S. This is we got this from CDC. It says e-cigarettes are the most common tobacco product currently used. One or more in 30 days, 2.55 million students, almost 1 out of 10 Americans in middle school and high school students. I had one student who was 12 years old came to my vaping class, 12 years old. And she found the vape at a park. She picked it up, and she used it. Now forget the fact that it was a vape that she found at a park and we don't know who touched it or who used it or if it was clean. What about if it had any type of maybe marijuana in it, right? How about if it was somebody had disease, Hep C, right? Or what about if it was laced with fentanyl, right? You don't know if it was laced with fentanyl. So 12 years old. Now what is tobacco? We know that tobacco comes from a plant. right? And nicotine comes from that tobacco plant. And that plant is dried, right? It's hung up, it's dried, and then that's how they make cigarettes, so that's tobacco. Facts about tobacco. Tobacco is the leading cause of preventable death in Michigan. People dying from cigarette smoking and cancer from cigarette are highly more than accidents, suicide, and drug use from the death from cigarette smoking and cancer. Nicotine is an addictive drug in tobacco, as addictive as heroin and cocaine. Michigan's tobacco registration has changed. Now you have to be 21 to purchase any tobacco products, including vaping. It's no longer 18, it's 21.
And you have to show the ID.
You have to show the ID. And we go around to all the local, to student communities and the local businesses and the gas stations, and there are signs up now. They have to be 21. All tobacco is addictive, including hookah tobacco. It's very addictive. Smoking and vaping may seem like a normal thing to do with you and your friends, but in reality, most high school students do not smoke. People think when they see a lot of people in the room smoking, oh my gosh, so many kids smoke. In reality, most high school students don't smoke, but it does start in middle school. Yeah, there's high school do smart, but it starts young. Tobacco products, this is a tobacco product fact sheet. Now we know there's cigarettes, cigars, hookah, you have the chew, the one you put in your mouth that people spit up, right? And then you have your e-cigarettes, and there's all types of e-cigarettes. You have your pen, your pods, the bases, and it tells you here, basically, what flavors they have. They all come in different flavors. If it contains tobacco, if it contains nicotine, they all contain tobacco. They all contain nicotine, but if you go to the bottom, with e-cigarettes and vaping, it's always disputed because you have advertisers that say, this doesn't contain nicotine, there's water, it's only flavor, correct? But there's still some form of level of nicotine inside the vape. But what 100% also contains are chemicals. And our youth, their brains are still developing to the age of 25, right? Their brains are still developing. And they all cause different types of cancers. There are a lot of different chemicals inside the vapes, right? So many, which we'll see later on in the presentation. But something you guys may know are like tar. You guys heard of tar, right? Tar is made up of many compounds, right? Poisonous substances. Tar cools down and forms sticky substances in the lungs, which damages the lung tissue. Nicotine, like I said before, is an addictive substance that is poisonous and is addictive as cocaine and heroin. Ammonia has ammonia. Also, arsenic. I know you guys heard of arsenic, right? Arsenic is a strong poison. Carbon monoxide. These are high levels of chemicals that are found in the vape. Okay. What is nicotine? We said nicotine is very addictive. It's found in tobacco, correct? It's a drug. It's a stimulant, right? Stimulant, if anybody doesn't know the stimulant raises your heartbeat, like coffee, right? Adrenaline, all that stuff, stimulants. Highly addictive. Causes changes in your brain chemistry. Our youth, our children, like I said before, their brains are still changing and growing to the age of 20, in their 20s, 25, about 25. So it changes their brain chemistry. What is addiction? Now, addiction could be anything. You could be addicted to coffee. You could be addicted to sweets. You could be addicted to gambling. You could be addicted to anything, right? To the phone, to video games. Addiction is when you do something over controlling, right? So when you take something or use something regularly to the point where it could be harmful to you, okay? So that is what an addiction. And it's habit-forming substance, like we said before. It's going to keep repeating itself. Heroin, nicotine, alcohol are all high tolerance things of addiction, just like sugar, coffee. habit forming. Who becomes addicted? Anyone can become addicted. Everyone.
Let's take our short.
Okay.
We're gonna take a short break
We're gonna take a short break.
while the kids transition.
You good?
Yeah.
So where we left off is who can become addicted? Everyone and anyone can become addicted, right? Addiction is not prejudice. It doesn't matter if you're tall, short, green, or purple, right? It doesn't matter where you come from, what background, what ethnicity, right? If you're poor, if you're rich, what social background you come from. It does not matter. Anybody can become addicted. Who could be increased risk? The environment, development, your surroundings, right? Addiction. Addiction affects children from all social and economic groups. The right support from therapists, professionals, and families can strengthen the bonds and treat. Those are some facts. Any questions so far? We're good? Excuse me? Translation? Does anybody not understand? Can I have an episode on Apple? Why do teens use substances? Some things would be peer pressure, right? They see their friends doing it, so they feel like maybe they have to do it, the pressure, or they want to be picked on. Showing dependence, I could do whatever I want to do, right? Maybe some mental health issues at home, misinformation, they're curious, or something, they're bored, they found it. It could be many things, right? Rebellion. Marijuana and use. I'm not going to touch too much on marijuana, but I want you guys to know there is marijuana in vaping, okay? There are vapes that have marijuana, and they get them everywhere. So there's a lot of kids in our high schools that do vape with marijuana. So I want you to be aware of that. So that's, It's very, very common. Very common. Yes. So if you think they're vaping, just vaping, there's more likely vaping marijuana. And marijuana, THC levels are to be high. It's even higher in vaping because it gets directly to the brain, right? Remember, the brain is still developing to the age of 25, their mid-20s. And now they're mixing with more chemicals because vaping already has a lot of chemicals, right? It affects the frontal cortex of the brain. Now, marijuana by itself, youth already affects the appetite, the judgment, the movement, the reward pressure, fear, anxiety. Now imagine as it goes faster. And vaping, now you don't smell it, you don't see it. You're doing it common. It's like more like a common thing, like a video game, going on your phone because nobody knows that it's marijuana.
You know, marijuana has a very bad smell.
Huh? You can't really smell it in vaping.
On vaping, oh, okay. But you know, when you go to the stores and you smell people, a lot of people, they smell so bad when I started asking what was that smell, it was marijuana.
Yeah.
It's like a skunk smell.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it has no smell.
It depends on the vape. This is just some pictures that shows you like a healthy brain between a functional changes and an addicted brain. Now you know with our youth, there's a lot of commercials and TV and advertisements in our youth, music, right? Your hip hop, your rap, movie stars, that all attracts our youth, right? Also with the vapes, different flavors. You have candy cane, apple flavor, all these flavors, all these beautiful smells that attract the youth. And at the same time with cigarettes, if you go to the stores, where are the cigarettes? They're behind the glass, all the way on top, right? Nobody could reach that. They have warning labels, right? Vaping, they're not. Where's the vaping? They're right in front, right in front. Even if they're behind the glass, they're right in front. Where? At high level. So our kids can see them, all beautiful colors and smells, right? And there's no warning labels because it's not proved yet that there's dangers. It took so many, there's going to be a short video. It's going to say what I'm saying. It took so many years to prove that somebody's dying from cancer and all these effects, right? It's going to take so many years to prove about the vaping. So that there's no warning right now. That's what advertising, 70.3% of middle and high school students. Retail stores, 58.7, which is 14.37 million. 8.97 million on the internet. Newspaper magazines, 3.5, and 5.4 TV and movies. Here's a quick video. There's no sound on this? It's not sounding. I see it. I found it.
The use of electronic cigarettes, or e-cigarettes, is on the rise and has become the new hot topic in public health. But what is an e-cigarette, really? E-cigs are also known as electronic nicotine delivery systems. There are many different shapes and styles of e-cigarettes, but no matter what they look like, all e-cigs work the same way, by vaporizing nicotine. Originally developed in China as a method to help smokers quit, almost all the major tobacco companies have either bought e-cigarette companies or set up in-house development. It is possible to buy e-cigarettes labeled as nicotine-free, but when scientists at the FDA tested these nicotine-free e-cigs, they still found small amounts of nicotine. Nicotine is the highly addictive drug naturally found in tobacco. E-cigarettes are designed to deliver nicotine into the blood, just like regular cigarettes. E-cigarettes, or vapes, are battery-operated devices that produce vapor instead of smoke. And instead of being packed with tobacco, they have cartridges filled with a liquid that contains flavorings and nicotine. Vapes haven't gone through a health and safety review yet, but that hasn't stopped vape companies from making all sorts of unfounded claims and tempting you to try them. Meanwhile, the science is in. Researchers have found harmful ingredients in vapes, including ultrafine particles that can damage the lungs, oils and flavorings that are linked to serious lung disease, volatile organic compounds like benzene, which is found in car exhaust, and poisonous metals like nickel, tin, and lead. And then there's nicotine, which is extremely addictive and especially bad for young people because of the way the brain works. Our brains grow rapidly until we reach our mid-20s. And using nicotine while it's still developing can disturb this process and increase our risk for addiction and mental health issues later in life. This is because nicotine affects synapse formation in the parts of the brain that control attention and learning, which can lead to memory issues, mood disorders, and lower impulse control permanently. Kids who use nicotine in middle and high school are more likely to use cigarettes and other drugs in the future. Young people who vape are 4 times more likely to go on to smoke cigarettes than those who don't, and juuling delivers way more nicotine than smoking. A single Juul pod is equivalent to 20 cigarettes, which makes all of these risks even more dramatic. It could take years before we fully understand how vaping affects our health. It took 120 years for researchers to show how dangerous
120 for
cigarettes are. But what
cigarettes.
experts already know should stop us in our tracks. Get ahead of history. Protect your brain.
This is the other video. Come back to it. So here's those nicotine targets the body. Everybody thinks that it's just your lungs, right? Your teeth, bad breath, okay? It can affect anywhere part of your body. Every person is different, and every body chemistry is different, okay? Leukemia, stomach issues, kidney issues, pancreas, colon, reproduction of children, whether male or female, if you want to have children, bladder, cervix, hip fracture, pneumonia, heart disease. Rewires the brain. Your heart beats fast, okay? Your fight or flight. Trouble breathing, damage of the lungs, increased reflexes. It can affect your body in so many different ways. And even stress. Stress is very high with nicotine, especially in youth. It affects it in many ways. Anxiety, high levels of anxiety, memory loss, problem solving, getting upset or mad, mood swings, the way it affects your mood swings. This is showing you that if you hold your breath for 10 seconds, okay, 10 seconds, that's how fast nicotine goes into your brain system. So that reward effect, like when you eat candy or chocolate or you're happy about something, it takes 10 seconds for nicotine to give you that reward. These are some of the chemicals that are found in these cigarettes, in pod-based cigarettes. When it turns orange, it's going to tell you how FDA tell you these are high dangerous substances. The FDA have it on high alert. All these orange are the ones that FDA now has on high alert, and they're all inside our e-cigarettes. As you can see, the nickel, benzenes, cobalt, lead. This is a quick, it shows you like a estimated amount, okay? A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to smoke cigarettes. E-cigarettes, has nice flavors, a nice smell, my hair don't stink, the houses don't stink. A lot of adults too. Oh, I quit smoking because now I vape because I smoke too many cigarettes. Vaping is better, this and that. But it's not necessarily true, vaping is worse. It says here, a pack of cigarettes, about 20 cigarettes, right? Is in a pack of cigarettes. 1 Juul pod, before it said it's about 20 cigarettes, give or take, how much you pull on that pod, right? You get up to 41 cigarettes.
What about the second-hand smoke?
Secondhand smoke, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
A puff bar, anywhere up to 50 cigarettes, depending how much they pull. Okay? And then, which I don't see not many people use these anymore, but people still do. It could be up to 90 cigarettes. So that whole thing about, oh, I quit smoking because now I vape because it's less smoking, that is not true. But now it's not only the tobacco nicotine, now you have chemicals on top of that. And adults' brains are already formed, but imagine our children. Their brains are not formed yet. Their brains are still forming. And all pods contain nicotine. So here it says, reasons why youth may have tried e-cigarettes for the first time. Some reasons, right? They asked about 1 to 4 youth for the first time. A friend may have used them, right? They saw their friend use it. 57% said that, right? I was curious. I wanted to try it. I heard about it. I was curious. I was feeling anxious, stressed, or depressed. Now, we have a vaping program called the In-Depth Vaping Program from our American Lung Association. I teach it twice a month. And right now, like Dearborn PD, another law enforcement agency, if they see, or the schools, if they see children on school property or public parks, they can issue them a ticket because they're underage. They can issue them a ticket and they have to go to court. And then they have to now go to this class. And if they don't get issued a ticket, you yourself could send your child to this class. You know what I mean? And it will give them this class and show them everything. But a lot of the kids are saying, I was anxious, I was depressed. You know what I mean? My friend did it. I didn't want to get, or my friend was doing it and I got in trouble. But it teaches them.
Why how children will get depressed. I mean, if they are at this young age, depression for them is what? Let's say we have a lot of things to think about. We have activities, we have children, we have so many things that be depressed as a young age.
Anything can make somebody depressed at a young age. Your parents could be fighting. Something you could be, your grades could be going down. It could be bothering you. Peer pressure, a lot of things. We cannot judge, like, I can't judge my kid why they're depressed. If they're depressed, they're depressed. Depression has no age. There's no age. Think about when you were 12 or 15 or 16.
Oh, I'm so happy. Trust me, I never thought about anything but school. I had a good talk.
Some people say to get high or a buzz, right? The next one says youth reasons for continued, right? Currently, right? I was feeling anxious, stressed, and depressed. This is now more, not just for the first time. I wanted to get a buzz. A friend was using it. I could use them to do tricks. See how the numbers changed? Now they continue to use it because now I tried it for the first time because I saw a friend use it. But now I like the way it makes me feel, and I'm constantly anxious, and I'm constantly depressed. So now it relaxes me. So now I want that feeling of relaxing again, because now I'm not depressed. It takes that away from me. So that's what their brain is telling them. Okay, that's the addiction, right? So here it says like set some clear expectations, lead by example, monitor his social circles, open communication. Who in here, like all due respect, if you smoke or you vape, you do it around your children, that's that's what that means by set an example. You know what I mean? There's some parents that say, oh, they're vaping. At least they're not doing drugs. Oh, they're vaping. At least they're not doing this. Oh, it's hookah. Oh, my brother owns a hookah shop. Or my brother owns a smoke shop. You know what I'm trying to say without saying it? And lead by, like, be a positive role model. If I vape, I'm trying to quit. I'm going to try and quit. I'm not going to smoke around my kid because I found out he vapes. Stuff like that. But if you want to talk to your children, or I want to talk to my son, I'm going to talk to my son like, okay, mama. I yelled at my son, right? I got upset. I was frustrated, but then I would apologize to my son, and I would talk to him with love and care and tell him that I'm here for you, try to talk to them and see if they can come talk to me or get somebody to help him, like encourage him, see who his friends are, maybe get some resources or some educational material to try and get help with them, see who they're hanging out with, where they're going. That's what this says by communicate your expectations, Establish an open line of communication with your children. Let them know that you're concerned and you have love and care for them. It is crucial to stay calm, but listen at the same time. How much time we got left? I'm done, but I have one, like a 4-minute video for the time left.
4-minute video.
If not, we're good. I can wait for questions.
Okay. Okay.
No, good.
Okay.
Any questions? Okay.
My house, my husband is having smoking, but I feel like all of them, they complain to the same families and also give them other stuff, you know. So that's why I feel, and all my kids never ever in their life get a smoke in their life. That woman, how much they smoke.
Yeah.
I don't know how to about this stuff, but because of the cigarette house, all the smells like that, no matter what you do, they are put that blanket or jacket, but they don't because we can't have the smell.
Yeah.
They are known for everything like that. That's why they never, I'm not scared about them about that. This is what I feel about that.
No, same thing in my house, but a lot of kids don't think cigarettes and vape will never do that, but they don't associate the same thing with hookahs. You know what I mean? So it's still a good conversation to have in the house. You know what I mean? Let them know that, you know, I know your dad smokes a lot and you don't like smoking and it's bad and it smells, but did you know that vaping and hookah is the same?
All women complain.
Is there a study that shows the addictiveness to like vape and cigarettes? We know that cigarettes are addictive. Is there one more than the other?
No, the same. They're the same. And but with vaping, you're going for chemicals. Yeah. With the nicotine, you both have nicotine. And then the vaping has the chemicals. I can give you my card or my email address and send it to myself.
Hello everyone, I'm Salima from LAHC, from the Substance Misuse Prevention Department. I work with the Nurturing Parenting Program, so we don't have a lot of time. We should go at 12:30, so I was prepared for a presentation, but I'll give you some hints. And then if you have any questions, you can let me know. I'll talk in Arabic and I'll put the presentation in English because I don't have enough time to do it bilingual. Okay? So أنا سليمة من LAHC. اليوم حنحكي كيف نحن فينا نكون قدوة لأولادنا. So ما عندنا كثير وقت فححط البرزنتيشن بالإنجليزي وأحكي بالعربي. Okay? وإذا عندكم أي أسئلة فيكم تقولوا بس نخلص عشان ما عندكم معنا كثير وقت. So في شغله مرقتها اللي كانت عم بتقولها قبل بالمحاضره نحن كيف فينا نكون قدوه لاولادنا خاصه مثلا بالفيبينج. سو نحن مثلا اذا وصلنا اول ولد بس يوعى من هو وعمره اول قدوه له مين بيكون؟ الام والبي بالبيت. بعدين بصير بس يكبر ويصير بعمر المراهقه بصير يحضر قصص بصيروا المشاهير هن القدوه تبعهم. اذا شاف شي حدا مشهور او حدا عم بيعمل فيبينج بصير بده يقلده لانه هو بيعتبره هذا القدوه له، صح؟ بهالنقطة هون مثلا بموضوع الفيبينج بشكل خاص حسب عمر الطفل. هلا في دراسات بتقول انه انا الولد اذا كان عمره 12 او 13 سنة وهو عم بيفكر بالفيبينج، كنا قبل العهد او الجيل القديم نقول له بعده صغير مش حافي احكي معه، بس هلا هيدا الجيل يعتبر كثير واعي وذكي اكثر مننا، خاصة لانه عم بيتعرف على قصص التطور والتكنولوجيا اللي عم بيتقدم له اكثر بكثير من اللي نحن عنا اياه. عشان هيك يفضل انه من عمر ال 12 و 13 سنه انا اقعد مع ابني واقول له شو مخاطر الفيبينج وشو هي انواع الفيبينج. في ناس بتقول انه اوكي ما انا الحمد لله ابني يمكن ما بيفكر بهذا الشيء، بس هو يمكن بينه وبين حاله عم بيشوف رفقاته عم بيشوفوا عم يعملوا فيبينج. يمكن ما يحكيكي الك انت بس بيكون شيء منيح اذا انت حكيتي معه وخليتيه يعرف انه انت واعيه لهودي القصص، لانه في كثير اولاد بيقولوا انه امي مش حتعرف. هيدي الريحه، لانه ريحه خاصه الفيبنج هي من الريحه الطيبه اللي ما بتبين، فكثير من الاهالي اللي ما بيعرفوا يفكروها مثل ريحه، يفكروها مثل شيء معين. سو كثير مهم انه نحن نقعد معاهم ونفهمهم ونقول لهم نحن بنعرف بهذا الشيء. يا تفضل.
بالنسبه للبيبي يعني كان شو يعني مطلوب يعني كل الستيت يعملوا شيء اسمه لوز يعني عشان يمنعوا مثلا هلا نروح على الجاز ستيشن لو يعني موظف شيء فيه الريتشنج شيلف
مظبوط مظبوط.
يعني اول شيء بحطوا وين ايدك بدل ما اشتري مثلا حبه كاندي او حبه اي شيء يعني بقول لك see what's happening
صح
what's going on
صح.
so لما حكيت مع اولادي عن البيبي يعني السيجاريت
صح
حكوا لي ماما احنا وي نو قلت لها بتدري قلت لها ما شاء الله يو نو بحكي لي I know it's really very very important to know it's like very dangerous قلت لها but that's good والله you think
مظبوط مظبوط 100%.
they know it
صح.
this generation is very open minded
مظبوط.
you think your generation is really really like closed eyes but in the truth you will see all of them they know everything
صح.
but sometimes they hiding because they don't like it. They're like, oh, mama, I know there is something, I know it, so this is what happened. But they know everything.
There's one point كمان بدي اقولها اكثر شيء بالرول موديلينج انه there's nothing انه والله I should be a perfect mom لحتى اعمل رول موديل لاولادي. اوكي؟ سو في شيء انه انا مثل ما عندي هود المعلومات والثقافه اللي عندي اياهم واللي بعرفهم اعطيهم لاولادي، هيدي انا مهمتي. مش انه وفي شغله انه الشيء اللي بيزبط علي انا كأم يمكن ما يزبط عن جارتي، يمكن اللي جارتي بتعمله ما يزبط عندي، اهم شيء انه انا ما اقارن بين تربيتي انا وتربيه الشخص الاخر، لانه يمكن هو ابن البيرسوناليتي تبعه ما تكون مثلا صعبه مثل انا الولد اللي عندي.
انا بحب احكي شغله انه انا يعني هلا بحكوا لي الاولاد مثلا ماما طيب انتوا بتحكوا لنا السيجاره فيري فيري يعني
مظبوط.
ليش ابوي بدك
100% هيدي هي صح.
صح. So أنا شو بحكي لهم؟ بحكي لهم ماما يعني the way I have to convince them about the truthness. Tell them right now you are having a good like a relationship with your dad and mom. You know before even so they have a good relationship with mom and dad. But they wasn't have kind of like the media what we have right now. So أبوك كان جاهل فأنت ما تصير زي أبوك جاهل. سوري يعني كده يعني إنه بتشتكي كده إنك أنت جاهل you're not minded you're not having any knowledge. But there is the truth إنه يعني ما حدا يمكن لأبوه إنه يدوس كيف يعني هذا سيجار ولا سيجارة. بس in the main truth you know look what your dad is doing.
Yeah.
This is not mentioned things.
بتعرف المرة الجاية حنجرب نعمل سيشن بس تكون المرة الجاية حنجرب بس نعمل سيشن
you